me just like get in the car. And I'm like, no.
Fight.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl Sarah. I'm back into the YouTube video. Today I'm hanging out with the story time about the time I almost got kidnapped. So, to start off, just like for context, basically I was in the 8th grade and I lived in like my old neighborhood. So basically from up to 1st grade to about freshman year, yeah, because I moved to here that summer. So from 1st grade to freshman year, I lived in this old neighborhood in like a different area, obviously. And since I grew up there, I obviously made a bunch of friends in the neighborhood. We rode the bus together, we walked to each other's houses, hung out in each other's yards. You know how it goes. And it was fun. And by the time I got up to 8th grade, for a long time, like throughout middle school, we'd always talk about how we really wanted to walk to school one day. Since we all like rode the bus, we were like, oh, it'd be pretty fun and cool if y'all just walked to school as a group. And mind you, we live pretty far from the school. Like, we live a good 15-20 minutes driving, so that's about an hour walk. And that's if we're walking like briskly, you know? So we decided that one day we decided to do it though. And it was a good 4 of us where we just all walked there and we got there around 2nd period. And it was fun. We had a good time, y'all. Like, we was all chit-chatting, laughing, like playing around. Like, it was fun. And then we did it a couple more times, but like not all of us did it. I think it was just like me and one other girl who mostly did it. And if like other people did it, like I wouldn't know because I wasn't there. So yeah, and basically, at the time my mom worked from home, and of course she couldn't know that I was walking to school because she was totally against that. That's so dangerous. And then also, just to let y'all know, there's no sidewalk on the way to school. So as we're walking to school, we're walking on the side of the road, not on the sidewalk. So cars are reckless and like they'll drive this close to you, almost hitting you. We also had to like run across the street because there's no crosswalk because nobody walks in the suburbs for real. So there's no crosswalks or any of that. We just ran across the street at our own risk. So of course mom is totally against that because that's so dangerous and you can get hurt, hit by a car. And we're in Atlanta, so all the drivers here are reckless. And she didn't want us to have like anything to do with that. So the way like I would avoid getting in trouble with her and like avoid her seeing me walking to school or find out that I'm walking to school is that at my house, I'll leave and I'll walk towards my bus stop like a good house or two, and then I'll cross the street to like the backyards, and then I had this neighbor in front of me who we always walked to school together. I'm gonna give her name is B, and I'll go around to her backyard and I did knock on the door, I hit her up, and then she just opened the door for me and we'll get ready for school together. Like if I wasn't already completely done getting ready, then I'd get ready there, and then of course since that's her house, like she's still getting ready. And then we sit there and we'd wait for our bus driver to go. It's like after our bus has left, because if our bus sees us walking, then obviously they're gonna stop and be like, come on, get in the car. Or not the car, but the bus. So we waited on that. And that's just how we walked to school. We did that for like a good couple weeks. But this one time we went to it, which is one girl who lives on the other street. Her name is Kat. And she's like the goody two shoes type girl. There's nothing wrong with being that. But she just didn't do anything bad before. So she was like, oh, this is so cool. This is so fun, you guys. I want to join too. So we're like, yeah, sure, come on. We'll do it on, I don't know, Wednesday. Just meet us at the bus stop, at our bus stop. So we had went to our bus stop that's down the street one morning, and then Kat met us there. And from there we just walked to school. And usually when we walk to school, it is actually pretty dangerous because, you know, the cars are reckless. And on top of that, really like big reckless dogs that like are on chains, like trying to jump over the fence, trying to attack us. So obviously like we're speeding up, walking in those areas to avoid any trouble. And that time, like, also it was really like weird because I noticed a car that like kept passing by us. after we've already left the neighborhood. It already had passed us like a good 2 times. And then later, in like maybe the middle of our walking to school, we always pass by this one neighborhood that we know people in, and like they have like a really pretty like opening. So we'd always take pictures there for fun. So we stopped there, took some pictures, posted the camera a little bit, and we just like went about our way. And usually when we walk really fast, because at school, it doesn't matter if you come to school late, but at a certain point, when you come to school like really late, then they'll start calling your parents, and we couldn't have that because none of our parents even knew we were walking to school. So we decided, but like this one time, we weren't walking fast, we were walking really slow. I don't know why, like I guess we just weren't thinking about anything, but we were walking really slow. So of course when we stopped and then we went back to walking again, like it's already like we're way behind schedule. So then Kat started getting scared. So now she's like running up, walking really fast, because she's like, man, I can't get to school super late. I can't get to school that late. I can't go that late. So, and of course, like Kat again, she's like kind of like a goody two-shoes type person. Again, not that there's anything wrong with that, but at the time, me and B, we really weren't, not that much. So we were like, Kat, calm down. Just walk with us. You don't have to run up. We'll get to school eventually. Everything will be fine. We'll be okay. It's fine. And around this time, like I noticed that the same car from earlier had passed by us another time, and I didn't think about it. I was just like, that's weird, but I never thought, like, gave it any thought. So then we just kept walking, talking, you know, the regular. And then we passed by another neighborhood, and then boom, this car stops right next to us. And then she rolls down her window and she's like, hey girls, are you okay? And we're like, yeah, we're okay. And then like, I don't know, the other two girls, like, they kind of just, like, in your body language says a lot. So when you're like facing somebody like openly, I guess, that like they're more encouraged to talk to you, and like that's kind of how what like they gave off. But me on the other hand, like I wasn't having it, because from the moment I came out the womb, my parents like, don't talk to strangers. No, if somebody offers you candy, run the other way and scream. So I see this person like trying to talk to us from off the side of the road, and immediately I'm just like, no, I'm not doing it. So I was like, yeah, we're okay. And like I'm trying to like signal like we should keep walking, but these two girls, like, they weren't doing that. They were just like still talking to her, like engaging in conversation. So she was like continuing on, and she was just like, how, oh, I noticed you guys walking when I dropped off my son. I went to school, I came back, and I run around again. I saw y'all again. I just wanted to make sure you guys were okay. Are you guys fine? And we're like, yeah, we're good. And she's still like talking, and then she goes and like, do you guys need a ride? And we're like, no, we don't need a ride. No, thank you. And she keeps going, and she's like, get in the car. And I'm like, no. And she's like, no, y'all should get in this car. We need to go to school. Y'all need to get to school. Y'all are running late. It's already past time. And of course, I'm still like, no, I'm not getting in the car with a stranger. And I don't know how, like, she thought she was coming off. Like, who's gonna get in the car with a stranger? But she just kept on like implying. And Kat, who was already pretty scared from the jump, because like she's never done this before, she's now trying to like get close to the car, and then eventually she opens the car door. She opens the car door for herself, and then she's getting ready to get inside. And me and B are looking at her like, girl, what are you doing? And she's like, no, guys, we need to get to school. She's right, we're late. And then me and B are still like, oh, we can still walk there. It's fine. We're almost there. It's only like 10-20 minutes now. We'll be fine. And she was like, no, guys. We actually need to get in this car. So eventually, like, after like all four of us now are kind of like going back and forth or whatever, B eventually gets in this car. And I'm just like, are you serious? So soon right after, I'm not gonna lie to you, I get in the car because I guess they just convinced me to. And then two, like, I'm this type of person who doesn't like to be alone, which is like kind of dumb, because like You should rather walk on the street alone than get kidnapped together, you know? But I wasn't thinking it. I was just like, I can't walk on the street alone. I barely know the way to school. So I just got in the car, and at this point we're all like whispering to each other, and we're like, okay, if anything happens, make sure we have 911 on our phones. So like we all have 911 dialed on our phones, except for Kat, because Kat doesn't have a phone. But me and B, we have 911 dialed on our phones. We're like, we're ready. In case anything happens, we're ready. We have the phone. We have it on lock. So then we're driving, and this woman, she makes a wrong turn. So now we're looking at B, because I wouldn't have gotten in this car if B did not get in this car. So she makes the wrong turn, and I look at B, and I'm like, girl, what? And then she's like, I got 911 ready. I got 911 ready just in case. And then in my head, I'm thinking like, wait, how does she even know what school we're going to? Because at this point in the journey, there are 3 different schools like we really could have been going to, which was Grace Snell, Snellville, or South Gwinnett. I mean, South Gwinnett's a high school. Probably didn't look like high school kids, but still, like, we really could have been in any grade, and she could have been taking us anywhere, and we had no idea. Like, we never even communicated what school we're going to. So now I'm just like, whoa, like, we're actually in some really big trouble, and now I'm trying to think, oh, maybe I'm just make the call. I'm make the call, and then B was like, no, wait. I think she's actually a good person. And I was like, I was not raised to be this trusting. No way. But of course, like, I don't know. Something just told me not to. So I decided not to, like, call the number, of course. And not to call 911. And we just stayed in the car with her. And then we got to the school. We didn't pass by the school, but, like, the way their drive-through lane is shaped, it's like a semicircle, so like it's the main road, and then the school drive-through, it's like that. So she came in and she came right back out, back onto the main road, and we're like, no, what are you doing? And she's like, okay, I think I'm gonna park. And we're like, no, why are you parking? So I can walk us in there. And we're like, no, we're fine, you don't need to walk us in there. And she's like, no, you're not fine, you guys are kids. And we're like, oh no, we've done this before many times, we've checked ourselves in. And she's like, oh no, I think you need an adult to check you in. So we're still on this main road, and in my head I'm thinking like, sis, if you're trying to check us in, why are we on the main road? Why are we in the parking lot? Why are we in the lane? Why are we still on the main road, you know? So but then eventually, like, she turns back into like the what's it called, the drive-through lane, and her doors are locked, and we're just all sitting in the car, and we're going back and forth basically about how, like, she shouldn't come into school with us. She should just unlock her doors and let us out. We're like, no, we've let ourselves in before, because, you know, we've walked to school before, and usually when we walk to school, we either, depending on when we get to school, we either like just check ourselves in through the front, or if it's like during transition, we'll get one of our friends to open the back door and let us in, and we'll go to class. So whenever we got to school, this woman's like trying to like hold us in this car, and also like she didn't even have like her child lock or anything in, so we really could have opened the doors. But like, I don't know, maybe it's just the way I was raised, but I just wasn't feeling her at all. So I was trying to get out the car. Like, and but I was in the middle, so like I really couldn't like just open the door, because Kat and B were on both sides of me, and none of them were opening up the door. So eventually we did convince her that we didn't need her. Thank you for the ride, all that good stuff. And she unlocked her doors, and we all had got out through Kat's door. And we were like, oh, thank you for the ride, this and third. And we walked in the school, checked in, and everything was cool. That was a story about how I almost got kidnapped. This is kind of clickbait, because I didn't really almost got kidnapped. We just thought we were going to go get kidnapped, but I don't really care. You still watch to the end. At least I hope you did. But bye. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the links down below. If you haven't seen my last video, it's down there. And my Instagram is also down there. Yeah, and I'll be back with more videos.